Hey guys, Ranchin here, bringing you all another StarCraft commentary. This is going to be the second semifinal of the Avalon MSL. We are getting so close to finishing this off. And this here is going to be a grudge match between CJ and his teammates. Iris, the Terran player, against Kwanro, the Zerg player. This is going to be great. Absolutely great. I've been looking forward to this insanely. I think this just might be the best matchup overall in this Avalon MSL. If not Iris versus Bisu, I think this might even be more spectacular. We'll see what happens here. Iris, it's been a long time since it's been this close to holding a trophy in his hand. Last time he got, the closest he's ever gotten, I believe, was in the Dom OSL way back in 07, where he lost in the end to GG Play despite having a huge advantage, being 2 games over. But before that, he has been to semis before. At one point, he lost a semifinal to Savior, I believe, in an MSL in 06. But in 08, he kind of slumped. He didn't really play up to his level. But now in the latter part, well, after the first part of 09, he really started getting his game up, really started to play really well for CJ. I believe his sort of resurgence started about when the Winners League was going on. So I really look forward to seeing what he does here. He's 55% against Zerg. It's, I believe, his second best matchup. And so he's definitely showed himself throughout his career that he's not a bad player. He's good against every single race, about 50% in each. And he's going to be showing off his TVZ skills up against his teammate Kwanro here. The other aggressive player. So funny that both these guys are extremely aggressive players. Kwanro's ZVT is also 55%. According to TLPD. That's his second best matchup as well, I believe. His best being ZVZ at about 60%, but he's went through a hard road getting here as well. Both players, not having it that easy getting it here, playing great games of StarCraft here and there. So I think this is Kwanro. So far, though, I think this is his greatest hurdle, his teammate Iris. There's always something, a sort of extra emotion that you bring with you when you play against your teammate. You want to win. You want to win. But I think if you lose to your teammate, you're still going to be in the end a little bit happy that your team still has its shot. But still kind of a grudge match between these two guys. I'm guessing they haven't been practicing against each other at all. I'm guessing Iris has had effort as a training partner while Kwanro, the rest of the Terrans. But let's get this going, people. The CJ Entis semifinal Avalon MSL grudge match. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I've been looking forward to this semifinal for over a week, man, since I found out it's going to happen. So let's see, the first set is going to be on Byzantium 3. We're going to have Iris as the teal Terran here at the 5 o'clock position. That means that as the red Zerg, we're going to have Kwanro at the 7 o'clock position. Really look forward to seeing what these guys do. They're very aggressive players. This is Kwanro's first time ever this far in a tournament. The first time he has ever gotten into a semifinal position. So he definitely wants to prove himself here. He's been around for a while, but really has shown himself as a very solid, strong individual league StarCraft player in the last year. And you really have to prove himself. Both players have very aggressive styles, but kind of new and improved aggressive styles. Kwanro been going for usually before, way back when, he used to go for extremely aggressive, risky play that if it did not pay off for him, usually ended up, acting as a double-edged sword and really getting himself killed. But now he tends to go for either early harassment into heavy economy, into huge army, or just trying to get a heavy economy right off the bat, go for 3 bases, and just mass a huge amount of army. Well, Iris himself has sort of adapted a similar style to his own play, where instead of going for just massive aggression at all times, he really controls it well. He expands at times, he gets his economy up, makes sure that he can keep his economy going, while constantly using a very nice vulture harassment play. That's how he got past Bisu. Now going to start off by putting down his racks, just to wall off his ramp into his natural expansion. Looking at this map, it's a 4-player map. You got positioned at all times. Overlord for Kwanro has been sent the correct direction. He's also sent out a drone scout, from what I assume is a drone scout, and has put down his 12 hatch, so he's going to go economy. We're going to see whether he actually decides to put down yet another base or go for a 2-base strategy. He's been doing that very well, using 2-base strategies to his very good advantage. Refinery coming down for Iris, so Iris is going to go for mech. I assume he's going to go for vultures, try to get some harassment done. But if Kwanro puts down a second colony, that could be prevented. Now, looking on the map, I definitely think this is a Terran flare map, statistically speaking as well. Mostly you think the middle, you don't, there's a slightly open middle, but not all of the battles happen there. Really, you look at the positioning, it's not really, the map positioning is not what a Zerg would want. Kwanro, they're putting down a production hatchery, kind of putting a partial block there as well. He'll be able to put down one single second colony, and no way Vulture will be able to get through into his main to harass. And a second colony now being put down as well, while Iris has sent down an SCV to that location, right to the correct location. So both pairs scouting-wise, scouting correctly. Kwanro's Dono coming down to try to get inside the base, act as a scout. But I find this map to be very Terran favored because, first of all, you have that ramp, that lower main, and that hard natural expansion. I think that generally favors Terrans because they can kind of hold off attacks easier. But if a Terran manages to penetrate down there, get some troops down there, it's going to be very hard to pull them back, factoring up being put down by Iris. Not a lot of open maneuverability. Iris, though, interestingly enough, not just mining enough gas to get that factory out, so he's definitely just going to get some early vultures. I'm going to see whether he decides to expand at that point, maybe actually just get the early vulture out and then decide to go for medic marine builds. SCV does get inside the base despite the two drones, but I think what he's going to spot is nothing too surprising. Just a spawning pool and an extractor that's just been put down with drones mining gas, so we're a little bit far off for Kwanro. Yeah, Iris is going to respond to this by putting down a command surge, try to get his economy up. We're going to be seeing some vultures fairly soon from him now. We're going to see, still not mining any gas. We're going to see whether he decides to switch up and go for a medic marine build alongside. See Zerglings out for Kwanro, also putting down the sunken colony as national expansion, so he's going to defend himself from vulture harassment, and I really don't think I was going to be able to accomplish. Taking a few two hits too many from those Zerglings, then move on it. As soon as he gets that SCV inside the main, he's going to get killed by the sunken colony. First vulture now on the way. It's going to be stopped by the sunken colony, I believe, with no speed. Definitely the vulture's not going to be able to accomplish any sort of harassment. I'm going to see Kwanro so far still using the map well, using positioning to his advantage, getting his lair up. Actually, also has a drone to act as a partial block just in case the vulture does somehow manage to get through. I don't think it's going to manage to do that. The drone's going to help hold him off. And yes, Iris is indeed going to go for a second rack. He's going to go medic marine, just trying to get that first initial vulture out there, do some harassment. It's not going to be effective, but he definitely forced Kwanro to put down a second colony, and actually forcing him. Kwanro actually going for a Hydros Den there alongside. I think that was a Spire alongside, so he might have gone for both. So we keep going for Mutal Lurker. We're going to see what he goes for. Academy on the opposite side for Iris, and just now getting his natural expansion. So not a Spire, just an Extractor. I get confused for a little bit there. Yes, Extractor alongside a Hydra and natural expansion of Kwanro's. So he's going to be with two base Lurkers from what it looks like. And there are going to be Marines ready to harass it. I'm not quite sure. I think Kwanro does have a... I'm not quite sure if Kwanro forced his Overlord away or not, because if he's going for heavy Hydra, you might be thinking that, there's a mech build coming up from Iris, and I'm just going to go heavy Hydra, in which case he's going to find himself heavily surprised if he doesn't get his Lurkers going soon, because Hydras against Magic Marines is just a bad idea. It's not going to net you anything. Iris still producing some Vultures, possibly thinking of a future chance to get him through. Now has Medics on the field alongside a very small force, but does have Comp Station in the way in case there are Lurkers, and upgrading what I assume to be Stim. And Engineer also coming up, so upgrades for those Medic Marine troops are also going to be coming very soon. Let's see, just more eggs being, more forces being created there by Kwanro. We're going to see what he goes for here. Most likely more Hydralisks on the field. He's also going to want